Morning, everybody. Welcome to Stand Together. Don't you like that? Income, impact, influence. Hey, jump on. Say good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Grania, Suze, Sam Campbell. What's going on, Kez? Nelly, Jeff, Amanda, Pina, Julie. Welcome, Julie, by the way. Boris, Steve, Nikki, Mariana. Look at Mariana's workouts. Loving it. What's going on? Grania, you can't spell my name after all these fucking years? Come on, Grania. Shit. Hey, Ruby, I missed you. Mia. Dave, get back to work. Zara. Naomi. Hey, Trent. How you doing, buddy? Good to see y'all. Hi. Hey, Summer. Haven't spoken in a while. Hey, Richard. It's all right, Granny. I still fucking love you. Jump on. Yasmin. Hey, welcome, everybody. If you're watching the replay, hi. If you're watching it live, even more of a hi. If you're watching the replay, maybe you reckon you can get your ass the last couple of these. What do you reckon? Do that. Hey, Laura. Good to see you. Dominating, obviously. Crushing it. Hey, listen. I was thinking. Here's my thought for today. Here is my thought for today. You know, everyone says think big. Think big, think big, think big, think big. You got to think big. I think the problem is too many people are thinking big. I actually don't know if thinking big is the way you should be thinking. Because thinking big is this. Start a business, try and make more and more sales, and then hire more people, or trying to seesaw your way through that. Do more marketing, make more revenue, and bigger your business. But I realized something. I don't make thinking big my main mantra. My main mantra isn't about thinking big. It's actually about thinking broad. It's about thinking of how I can grow my reach and how I can grow my empire with other businesses. It's about how can I increase revenue through other profit streams broadly across my business? How can I create new businesses? I think broad. I think not enough people, they think let's go up and up and up and up and up. But if you build a massive tower that's this thin, that thing can fall down pretty quickly. Maybe we shouldn't be thinking big so much. Maybe we should be thinking more broad. Because for me, that's what an empire is. It's about thinking broad. It's about saying, well, hang on, if I hired that person, right? He's thinking big. Hire that person, I could see them in that role. Thinking broad, hire that person, listen to me, hire that person, I could see them running this different business, that different business, this different one. I'm going to buy that business. I'm going to acquire this thing. I'm going to do it. Thinking big is trying to build a big corporation. But if you think broad, you start to really build an empire because your whole thought process is multiple businesses and multiple income streams. So maybe thinking big is wrong. Maybe we need to think broad. And then as we think more broad, we get to grow our empire as opposed to one day. When I finally get this one business right, I'm going to go and start a new business. I've had people come to me and say, Aaron, I can't do empire stuff yet. Oh, gosh, no. Not until I've got my one business up to $25 million turnover. Then I might think about other business. I'm like, mate, let me tell you something. You are going to go up and down and all around. And business is a fucking washing machine, right? Sometimes you're getting wet. Sometimes you're getting spun. Sometimes you're getting dry, right? Sometimes you're going through the ringer. Listen, it's never going to be a perfect time to grow an empire. This is why your empire mindset got to start in here before it starts on paper. Listen, I wonder if we need to start thinking more broad. I think broad. There's never a perfect time. There's never a perfect time to do anything. There's never a perfect time. There is never a fucking perfect time to do anything. Because it's like that, right? So I wonder if we need to stop thinking big and start thinking broad. I wonder if an empire mindset benefits us from our startup at a young age. I love it when people come to me and they're, I want to start a business. I've never done it before, but I want an empire. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do want an empire. Not, I've been in business for 25 years and now I reckon it's time to finally have another business. I'm like, mate, you could have had 35,000 businesses by now. Half of them would have worked, half of them didn't work. That's how business works, right? So maybe we need to be thinking more broad. Maybe we need to be thinking more broad from the get-go and always, and thinking about, well, could that team member run in one of my companies, not just run in my divisions? Could the data that I have build other businesses? Could that innovation become just how we do things? Could that pivot be a pivot into a new partnership? Could my brand, because I keep going, well, let's not focus on my brand, my personal brand, because I'm too busy with my company brand. I'm talking to you. If you think I'm talking to you about your personal brand, I am talking to you. See how I did that? I covered every one of you in one foul swoop. But if you think broad, you go, at some point, I might need to use my brand to raise capital. And if I'm known, and if I've built something, and people know for what I do, it's going to be fucking easier. But you got to think broad. You can't just think big. So that's where I'm at this morning. I think you need to think broad. I think you need to think about empires. I think you got to get that empire mindset. And empire mindset for me is about half is about this massive immediate action. But then the other half is about getting the strategies. It's massive immediate action. It's thinking broad, but it's also about getting the strategies and the systems to grow that empire, but that whole empire mindset, that empire brain. Make sense? You got to think broad. You got to think broad. Stop thinking so big and start thinking more broad. That's it. That's all I've got to say today. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Let me know what your questions are. This is tea, by the way. I think it's a Melbourne breakfast. Not fucking Sydney breakfast for you Sydney people. Melbourne breakfast is my tea this morning. Any questions, let me know. If you don't, that's okay. I just wanted to let you know. Think fucking broad. I know. I'm just gonna sit with that one for a moment. I'm gonna sit with this one for a moment. We're all quiet now. You're right. You're all quiet. I'm quiet now. Very rare I'm quiet now. I'm quiet now. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah. I'm a high five myself for that. But it's true. It's true. It's what I do. It's not something I'm articulating it to you today in a way that makes sense. But this has been part of my mantra from day one. Day one. So I think how I would do it is I'd be thinking, I think from day one, don't just think about what business I can start, think what businesses I can start. Chuck the S on the end. I think don't just think about what this customer can buy from me and think about what this customer what other businesses this customer can be a part of. I think you need to be thinking about from day one, am I prioritizing my revenue or am I prioritizing my reputation? Because reputation over revenue any day of the week. I think you need to think about am I surrounding myself with the people that think like me, or is everybody just complaining about their one broken fucking business? I think you need to think about, you've got to get the right strategies. You've got to learn how to do it properly. That's a given. You've got to get coaches. You've got to get mentors. You know, if you don't know what you don't, I always say to people, like, let me just say this flat stick. If you know what you needed to know, you would be where you wanted to be. Do you know what I mean? And if you're like, oh, I know, it's just time, well, then accountability. And on top of that, you're wasting so much time trying to work that shit out yourself. So yeah, find your tribe. And then, like, a lot of people want to buy a business. I talk to people and like 50, 60% of people say, yeah, I want to buy a business, but they don't know how to buy a business. I'm like, well, then fucking learn. learn. You got to learn. It's part of what you need to do. If you go, okay, I want to think broad, I got to buy, then learn. I mean, you can buy businesses with no money down. Now, it sounds like a bit of a get rich quick scheme. I understand that. I know how it sounds. But I bought businesses with no money down. I've told many people how to buy businesses with no money down, or the 150 ways I reckon there probably are to buy a business without putting any money into the deal. But you got to learn it. Don't worry, EC, I'm teaching you this at Wealth, so I'm good about that. And also, Global Mastermind guys, I'm teaching you this at scale. So, hey, it's all happening for you. But listen, this is not just about, hanging out with me. I mean, you're already hanging out with me, but I don't care who you hang out with and what you do. If you don't know what you need to know, you're never going to get to where you want to get to. And you got to be around the right people. So maybe you go sort that shit out after you start thinking more broad. Make sense? That's all I got for you. Much love. Love you all. Kick some butt. We've only got a couple of days left. What's today? Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We've got 5 days left, right? I think we have 5 days left. Or maybe we don't. Maybe it's till Monday. I don't know. We have 40 days. We're going to 40 days. Don't know what that is. Maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. Cool. That's it. Go kick some butt. Think broad. Don't think big. See you guys tomorrow.